Hello everybody, welcome back to the workshop. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to not only rivet, but use rivets to pin together scroll work together for forge welding. So I've went ahead and took the liberty to go ahead and get this joint already set up, just in the effort to save time, but I'm going to walk you through very quickly what I have done here. So what I've done is I've made my scroll to preferably a pattern or design that I am going to be adding this piece to. Once that is accomplished, I make up the individual elements. As you can see here, this consists of two scrolls. There's one this way, it's an S scroll, and this is just a simple larger scroll that I'm going to tack onto it. This can go part of a much bigger scrolling group after you get this portion done. A lot of gate work, railings, things like that are just built upon a bunch of different smaller projects that all get strung together to make a much longer job. So with that out of the way, what I've done is I've drawn a simple taper on the end of one of the bars. This is a symmetrical taper, so we're just drawing it out, and then I use the edge of the anvil to kind of notch up the inside, or what will become the scarf, or what's going to weld, the welding surface, if you will. After that, I went ahead and drilled the locations for the pins in the top scroll, or the part that I was going to attach to. So the part that I was attaching to the rest of the work, I went ahead and drilled the holes into it, overlaid it onto the piece, drilled one hole, put a bolt through it, drilled the second hole, then put both these pins in, and now we are ready to take and rivet these pins down. One of the other things that I've done is I've chamfered the holes with a slight countersink on both sides, both open sides. And the reason for that being is we want those rivet heads to sit flush after we're done pinning it down, and then we're welding it up. I will mention at this point, this is a great way of welding up scroll work because you do not have to take and worry about the weld coming unstuck at some point. Say that you got a little extra crud in there, it wasn't supposed to be, something got trapped. This isn't just going to fail mechanically because it does have two rivets in it. The purpose of the weld in this case is to blend off this piece into a semi-seamless piece where people can't overly tell that this piece wasn't a part of this piece. You don't want it to look like it's just stuck on there. So I'm going to take and work over the horn of the anvil or work over the tail of the anvil to set these rivets down. It just so happens that this scroll is big enough that I can do that, so we're going to do that now. We're going to start with the back pin, the pin that's closest to this end of the scroll, and then we're going to take and readjust. Make sure we hammer our scarf down. You want this to be a fairly tight fit. Again, we're going to forge weld this at some point. But we're going to center up our next pin, and by the way, these are just 1/4 inch round mild steel or 6 mil round. Now we're going to go ahead and try to focus on upsetting this piece down into position. If these rivets look ugly, it really doesn't matter. Do the best job of it that you can, but the reason why it doesn't matter is because we're going to weld the heck out of this here in just a minute anyhow. Check your alignment of your scroll work and pin it down some more. We just want the pins to be set tight enough that we're not going to lose our orientation. Again, you'll have to do some adjusting after this is all said and done if you wail around on it too much. But there we go. So now we've got this piece pinned on here. Now for the easy part, if you will, we're just going to stick this in the fire. We're going to bring this section up to a nice bright welding heat, come back over the horn where we were just at, and go ahead and form that up. Okay, so once you have this piece up to heat, we're going to come over the horn. We're going to make a real nice quick placement on the horn of the anvil, and we're going to take and go ahead and set that weld. You want to go ahead and make sure that you focus your most of your welding hammer blows on the actual scarf or the toe of the scarf joint itself. You want to focus most of your hammering there first, as the rest will take care of itself. So out we go with it. Nice, like a cool operator. I'm just going to weld that right on in and down. And we're going to take one more heat on that to dress out that toe just a bit more. And also, we're going to want to take and switch to a lighter hammer to do that. So let me go ahead and get this brushed real quick. And because I'm trying to work out the toe of the scarf with that weld, I need to make sure that I throw just a little bit of flux on that toe. Just so this way I don't fold any forging scale under. We're going to let the capillary action of the flux just ever so lightly. We're not doing a bunch here, just enough to cover the areas that might fold under. We're not doing a ton of flux here, just a little bit. So now that that's done, we're going to throw that back in, bring it back to a full welding heat, and we're going to finish this weld right on up. Okay, I've got this piece good and hot, right back up to welding heat where we need it. Out of the fire I go. We're going to focus right there at the toe of that scarf just to blend it in. And those rivets a little bit better. And you'll have to adjust some of the scarf, you'll have to adjust some of this scroll a little bit to get everything tuned, trued up, back in line. Curvatures to match that whole bit. But that's how you do it. So that is how you can use rivets or pinning to help you weld up branching scrolls in your ironwork. So I hope you found that video helpful or somewhat informative. If you did, go ahead and leave me a like or a comment down below what you thought. As always, God bless you, and we will catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.